Hello there. Welcome to this lesson on rhythm and basic solfege. Okay, we're only going to do rhythms from quarter note, half note, up to a whole note. So just 3 different types of rhythms today. You should have this printout. Okay, this rhythm builder exercise. It's got 2 sides to it, just with some more exercises using these different rhythms. We'll probably use this same sheet for a couple different lessons, but for right now, we'll just be using this one. I'm going to start with just rhythms. Then in the second half, we'll do solfege. Okay. So the first thing we're going to do now, some of this stuff is probably review, especially if you've done some sort of general music in elementary school, or if you've taken piano lessons or something like that. Like these are going to be pretty easy, but not for everybody. So that's why we're going to do them together. We've got quarter notes, half notes, and whole notes. You will just have to memorize these kinds of things, okay? Which is just fine. You can do it. But before we do that, we got to understand the difference between beat and rhythm. It's really important to understand the difference between these two things. A beat is something that stays steady, okay? I think one of the best things that you can think of is like a heartbeat. You want to maintain its pace pretty well. It'll go up and down depending on if you're exercising or resting. Just like a tempo can go up or down based on if you have like a accelerando or a retardando or whatever. But it basically stays the same. Or think of like a clock. A clock maintains a steady, if it's a good clock, 60 beats per minute, right? There's 1 second per beat. 60 seconds in a minute, so 60 beats per minute would be the tempo of a clock. That tempo does not change. That beat stays steady. A rhythm, on the other hand, is notes as different lengths of notes that have been laid over your steady beat. So if here's my grid of 4 beats, right? I've got rhythms that get laid over the top of it. Sometimes they might line up on top of it. Oops, like that. Sometimes they might be offset, but they have to be laid over that steady beat. Otherwise, it's really hard to understand what we're doing. So I've got my my measures here. Okay, they're broken up into these. I have 4 beats per measure. 4 beats per measure. I apologize for my handwriting. It's not going to improve over the course of this video. In each of these measures, we got 4 beats. First up, we have quarter notes. Okay, we got quarter notes up top. Quarter notes are worth, at least in this tempo and time signature we're doing, they're worth 1 beat each. Okay, and what we're going to be doing is using in our school and with our counting method is using numbers to count the beats. You might have something different where you're coming from. You might have ta, 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 ta. You might have that, which is like takadimi is what we call that. What we're going to use is the number system. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, pretty straightforward. I like this system. It's used more by professional musicians, and it communicates. It helps communicate not only the rhythm itself, but also where you are within a measure. Okay, so if I know we got to go to beat 3, I know it's right there, versus saying the third ta or something like that. Takadimi is great for when you have small rhythmic chunks that you need to figure out, but for longer notes and stuff and figuring out where you are in a bigger picture, using numbers I think is really solid, and it's kind of more of the standard in among professional musicians. But knowing how to say things in multiple ways is great. Anyway, so we've got our numbers here. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll just finish doing them. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Now, what we're going to do in our class for these rhythms is we are going to practice clapping them and counting at the same time. Now, the counting is going to stay with the numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so I'm going to clap. Hopefully, I don't blow out the microphone and overload it. But I'm going to clap the rhythm and count at the same time. Here I go. 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. You can see I'm spiking my microphone here. All right, so now I'll try a different way. Okay, I will tap, and I'm going to tap these notes as I count. 1, 2. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Easy. This next line, line number 2, is half notes. Okay, they're called half notes because they take up half of the measure in this time signature. Okay, but our beats stay in the exact same spot. Okay, see that? I'm just lining them up like from the first line to the second line. 1, 2, 3, 4. But you can see these take up the whole thing. Now, even though the note is only written here, it's still going through here. Okay, so let's try this one. I will tap these ones again. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I'll do a soft clap, same way. 1, 2, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. On the third line here, we've got whole notes with a W, whole, meaning it takes up the whole measure. But my numbers stay in the same place. Okay. So let's try clapping this one. Okay, they're going to be long held notes. I'll tap and then I'll clap. 1, 2, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now I'll clap them. 1, 2, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so that was pretty easy. Now let's try. If you were in the classroom doing this, you would do this with the other groups, right? Each group would take one line. But for right now, because it's just you and me, let's say you're going to clap number 2, okay, and I'm going to clap number 3, but we're both going to count the numbers. Okay, so this is you, this is me. Okay, let's try it. You're on 2, I'm on 3. 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. How'd you do? Yours should have been twice as often as mine. And if you're doing the top one, it should be 4 times as fast as mine. And now we're going to move on to some ones where they're mixed together. We have mixtures of quarter notes. What are these ones? Half notes, quarter notes, half notes. So take 15 seconds to think through it, and then we'll clap it together. I'll write my numbers up here just for now. Okay, let's try it together. Number 4. 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, let's try the same thing with number 5. Take a second, think about it. I'll write in the numbers. So look ahead at this one. You've got this thing at the end. That's called a whole note because it takes up a whole measure. Okay, let's clap number 5 together. 1, 2, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Great. Okay, now you got more on here. right, that you can practice on your own. If you were in class, we would be doing combinations of these things at the same time. Okay, so how about for right now, you do number 6, okay, and I'm going to do number 7. So think about number 6. You clap 6, I'm going to clap 7. 1, 2, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, there are more rhythms on the back that you can practice, okay, laid out a little bit more clearly in normal kind of measure notation that we have. But the most important thing that you do when you're doing these, you must count the beat and clap the rhythms, okay? I really want you to do these 2 things. It's super important that you do both the counting and the clapping, okay? Because that way we learn to structure our beats, our rhythms, sorry, on top of a steady beat. Otherwise, they're all mixed up together and it just doesn't work. Okay, I'm gonna take a quick break. I will come back and we will do some introduction to solfege. All right, we're back. Time to do a little solfege. Okay, so solfege is the name for like when you use your do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, which we've all heard probably like in The Sound of Music or other places. It's that system of syllables, solfege syllables is what we call them, to denote different notes on the scale. Okay, so if I give myself a C, I can go do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Do, ti, la, sol, fa, mi, re, do. Okay. We also use, these are called the Kerwin hand signs. We'll be using those a little bit as well. And sometimes for some people it helps to have something physical in space to help us with these notes. But what they really are is a way to make it so that we have some sort of system to get a piece of music in front of us and be able to make some sense out of that music without anyone really playing the melody for us. And because we're using these syllables instead of note names, we can transpose to different keys. So it doesn't really matter what key we're in, we can kind of figure out what a melody is. Okay, for the first unit of what we're doing, we're only going to be using do through sol. Okay, so we're getting rid of those. We're only using do up through sol. Okay, so if I give us our first note, it's a C in case you care. Do, re. I'll point at him. Do, re, mi, fa, sol. Sol, fa, mi, re, do. We'll be practicing just doing scales on that a lot, as well as doing some basic sight reading. Okay, I've got my Kerwin down here. Okay, we'll cross off the top of these. We're only using those bottom ones. Do, re, mi, fa, sol. Sol, fa, mi, re, do. Now again, you may have learned these in your elementary school music classes, or they might be brand new to you. I did not learn them when I was a kid. I learned them as an adult. And I wish that I had learned them as a kid because I think it makes singing a lot easier, actually. So here's those symbols. I'll do them on my body here. We like to start a little bit lower down, but I'm sitting, so I can't quite see it. So it's going to be do, re, mi, fa, sol. Sol, fa, mi, re, do. There's different reasons why we use the different symbols for the different notes, but we don't need to get into that right now. Okay, so that's that. You don't even really need to know what the names of these notes are in order to do solfege. You just need to know that we're moving up by steps. So we're going from a line note to a space note to a line note. That line versus space stuff, we're going to do that in another unit. You don't have to worry about it. One of the tricky things about learning this stuff is like you have to know a million things all at once. Okay, so it's hard to do any kind of like building progression. So just trust that if it doesn't make super good sense right now, you'll get there eventually. But what we're going to learn how to do today is using these solfege things, we are going to make some sense out of some different short sight singing excerpts. Okay, let me zoom in on this a little bit. All right, so I'm at number 1 up here. Okay, I have started these ones already. So all of these excerpts I'm going to give you always start on do. And it's okay if you just use the first letter instead of writing the whole syllable out. Okay, so you can go about doing this in a couple different ways. These ones are all going to move by step, so there's no skips in them. You can just know that if they go up, you're going to go up from do to re, re to mi to fa, fa to sol. Okay, and you can know that every time there's a note like up here, that's another sol. So I've got do, do. I'm going to go up a step. Do, re, mi, fa, sol. I did these first ones for you to get you going. This note, is it the same or different than this one? It's the same note. So it's still sol. We got 3 of them in a row, actually. Sorry, my leftiness gets in the way of looking backward. Okay. Then we're moving down. Okay, so if I'm moving down, do, re, mi, fa, sol, sol, fa. I'm just walking back. There we go. Okay, so I got all my solfege. Now, let's combine skills. Okay, so we did rhythm before. Let's do rhythm right now. So I'm going to count. I'm going to write my counting in. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, we won't always write all of our counting in like this. But since we're just kind of getting started, I think it's useful when we're combining skills. Okay, I'm going to count and clap first because we have combinations of, what are these ones called? Half notes and quarter notes. No whole notes in here. There's a whole note down here, but we don't have any of this first one. Okay, so let's go for it. 1, just clapping first. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Count 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, let's do it one more time. Okay, so make sure you're counting out loud with me and clapping. 1, 2, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. We have a basic idea of those note lengths now. Now we're going to sing it with our solfege. Okay, if you mess up, it's okay. We're just getting started with this. Let's start with that. We'll start on, this is a C again, even though it starts on G in this one, but we're going to sing it on C. Sorry to all of you who have perfect pitch. Here's our do. 1, 2, ready, and do, do, re, mi, fa, sol, 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 fa, mi, re, do. That's how we do it. Now, if we were in the classroom together, right, we would fix that up. I did it correctly the first time, but we would look at it and see, okay, what doesn't quite sound right from what we just did, and then we could fix it up. For this first lesson, we're going to do numbers 1 and number 2. Okay, so you can practice doing those at home. What we're going to be doing in classes sometimes, if you're with me in class here at St. Paul Academy, is that we would have a do now as you come in. Okay, and the do now is going to say something like do now, sight singing number 2. What that means is that when you come into class, you're expected to get out your sight singing packets in the back of your binder, and you're going to write in your solfege. They always start on do for this first unit. Okay. And they are always ending on do as well. And for the first unit, they're always moving by step. So everything is always going to be right next to each other. Okay, that's a fa right there. Okay, one last fun fact. Even though in The Sound of Music, they say sew a needle pulling thread, we actually say soul with an L on the end of it. Okay, That's just your little fun fact about solfege. You can hit me up whenever you want fun facts about it. All right, that's it. That's this lesson, this first one. If it felt overwhelming, don't worry, we got you. We'll take it one day at a time. If it felt super easy, congratulations. You get to be on easy street for a little bit, but you will be getting challenged at some point along the way, and that is the point of learning how to do this kinds of stuff. Thank you so much. I'm Mr. Croc. I'll see you next time.